the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Monday, Philly Joe and Kirby. It's 6:08.
Just to set your day, 3 hours from now, we will spin the big dumb wheel. It's $200 today. That'd be a nice start to a week.
Well, the last person to spin that wheel was Jason Mewes, who was at Rumors this weekend, this past weekend.
Yeah.
So
nice guy.
Yeah, he was awesome. Like that was a great conversation. And I repeat, if you missed it, the entire interview is on our podcast from Friday.
Nice.
Podcast from Friday, which you can get anywhere where you get your favorite podcast. We suggest subscribing to it.
It's free.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Are like some podcasts out there, they charge for them, I assume?
Yeah, like even last night I went to go listen to an episode before I went to bed, and one of the newest episodes of his true crime podcast I listened to, you have to subscribe to get like extra content.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't do that.
No, we feel if we're wasting your time, why should you waste your money? Check out our podcast.
And we do provide a little extra in that podcast as well that you don't hear on the show.
That's right. Yeah. There's always a little exclusive content. Daily podcast. Make sure you check it out. Joe, you referenced the $200 with the big dumb wheel at 9, just after 9 o'clock this morning. Also, this is noteworthy. At 7:45 this morning, Rockin the Fields in Minnedosa, weekend passes with camping up for grabs. Like, that's a serious prize.
You never, ever want to know who you might run into camping during Rockin the Fields in Minnedosa. Mm-hmm. You just never know who's going to pull in with their, I can't remember what vehicle you have, but
it's a RAV4.
A RAV4, but it'll be the only one that has netting surrounding it.
Can I just say how excited I am for this year's Rockin the Fields in Minnedosa?
You have told us.
I am so excited. I am upgrading my camping situation in the back of the RAV from my homemade mattress situation to an inflatable mattress.
Yeah, good.
Well,
I ordered one off of Amazon over the weekend.
You tried to get an RV out of the boss for it.
Well, I did ask.
An entire setup. Yeah.
A tour bus, actually.
Well, I mean, you went big. I give you credit. You
pull in right next to the artist.
Yeah.
With the tour bus.
Like, what is that? Is that one of the bands? No, it's Kirby. That's how she rolls.
Here for one night.
Yeah.
So, okay, you ordered this before Prime Days on Amazon, too, so you're actually not even getting the best deal possible. Let me ask you this. Does it come with the pump?
Yeah,
it's well?
The pump works with the
Put in the nozzle on the mattress.
Yeah,
and it just
it's all one unit.
You did your dimensions. This thing's not going to make your...
I read a lot of reviews from other RAV owners that said that they have used this.
So you order it from Toyota? Like, is it a Toyota product?
No, it's...
but it fits your vehicle, your
RAV4.
it
fits the back of most SUVs. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's actually a neat little unit, and so I'm excited to... sleep in the back of that.
Bunker down.
And you go out for the one night, right? You go see the bands you want to see, then you pass out in your RAV4.
Yeah.
And we have long bugged you to get a tent. But you know what? That sounds pretty comfortable. And you put the mosquito netting up so you can open the windows, right?
Yeah.
So you don't get too hot in there. Mm-hmm. Do you turn the car on if it's hot and put the AC on?
That's an option. But I don't want to be the person who like fires up the vehicle at 4 a.m. while everyone's sleeping.
Well, it's a RAV4. It's only a 4-cylinder. You're going to be okay. The neighborhood's not going to wake up from you starting your RAV.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Call the Bone phone, 780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
Hey, Philly Joe and Kirby. You see the big balloon flying by here. Just want to say rock and roll Winnipeg, 92 City FM, rock and roll.
So saw the balloon. I guess that would have been last week. That call came in last week, I think Friday.
Okay. Yeah, it was out a couple times then last week.
We've had some prime conditions for it to be out and about. So
yeah, let us know when you see it in the sky. We love here. And we actually had a phone call from the hot air balloon not so long ago.
That was cool.
That was fun. Construction zones. This guy not happy with people who speed in construction zones.
Yeah, I got a massive bone to pick with people who speed in construction zones. Okay, like, I get it, guys. We all have places to go. We all want to get there faster. We all want to get home after work. We all got to get where we got to go. That being said, it's really important that we put the safety of our construction workers first, because they're the ones that are fixing the roads.
Yeah, I mean, for safety, and I mean, I'm amazed people are willing to eat the tickets that come
That's
with that.
what I was thinking, because it's like double the fine.
I can't remember which province we were driving through, but they were triple at some spots.
Wow.
Triple. And if you know anybody who's been dinged, you're talking like $500, $600, $700 tickets.
Yeah. But keep those workers safe and avoid getting tickets. Do not speed in construction zones. I definitely agree with that caller. All right, sticking with traffic here.
PJK, best show on the air. Little complaint about traffic, though. Every single day, York Avenue, Israel Asper Way, in front of the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. Why do people park 3, 4, 5 cars in the middle of the intersection when it's a red light? Makes no sense. You're just blocking the whole road for everybody else. If you can't get through the intersection, don't pull into the intersection. Common sense, people. Have a good day.
That's true.
That area is awful.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Joe.
No, that's what he was saying. Yes, I just find that, you usually get that extra 2 cars that try and sneak in. Well, all it does is defeat the purpose of the light turning green for the people going the other way, because now they're waiting. It's just domino.
It's a rush hour, and you see that in rush hour all the time. The extra cars in the intersection, it causes a lot of problems.
Sometimes I wonder if they have to like reevaluate the timing of lights in those situations, because like there are less people turning into the forks at that time than people trying to make that left-hand turn to go on either Provencher or downtown.
Mm-hmm. So allowing more people through going the other way is what you're saying?
Right, yeah.
During times
just
of
to
the day.
alleviate some of that congestion in that area, because I frequent York, so yeah.
That'll be a bad idea. All right, so school zones, they are not in effect right now, but apparently some people still wanting to drive 30.
Yeah, so this is for that one idiot on silver and any other idiots that can't read road signs. It is July. School zones do not apply for this month and the next month. Open your eyes. So infuriating.
Some people just like driving 30.
Yeah, we did have this come up before, and on the Boston Pizza text line, I remember the answer. Somebody said it's just so hard to get out of rhythm because they don't want to screw up when it comes to fall. I'm not telling you that's a great answer. I'm just telling you that's come up a couple of times.
I just told you guys when I was visiting back in Alberta that the school zones are all year round. So it's like those areas are always 30.
And it's just, I think basically what you were saying, Joe, is it's just such a habit. You're terrified of that, another ticket, and of course, keeping the kids safe. But those tickets are, like, I got one last day of school. I was in a part of town.
No.
It was on Talbot, an area I don't recognize.
That's a bad one. I've been nailed there too.
I didn't even know it was a school zone.
You're right.
And I was going 52 in a 30, and woof.
It's an easy one to get caught in because you don't expect it.
$330 later. Okay, Monday morning. I feel like every Monday we get the guilty call about the traffic on the highway in the Gimli area from the weekend.
Okay, come on, everybody. I know it's nice and you want to get the Gimli, but don't be dipshit on the highway. Like, when there's 15 cars to pass, you can't pass. It's simple. BMW right in front of me. No, pardon me. The Audi. Tailing a guy on a motorcycle right now. Like, 10 feet from his bumper. What a Okay, have a great weekend. Peace out.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's dangerous.
Was it an import car convention in Gimli this weekend?
I don't know.
I will say this. By the way, speaking of the bone phone, I told him I'd give him a shout out. Motorhead guy. I was on remote on Saturday, just in Oak Bluff. And I swear to God, I'm outside in the tent, right? Outside of Prestige Pools and Spas. And this truck pulls up, and all of a sudden I hear this voice, and it's just like a phone call. It's yelling. It's, "Hey, Joe, it's a motor." And I'm doing it with him because I could tell when I heard, "Hey, Joe." And he was there with his girlfriend heading out to a folk festival. Anyway,
She must have a rough hearing. After.
barely heard a word from her.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
On the Boston Pizza text line. Now, this is, I should say that this is, the person says, boys. Now, probably thinking this is the type of movie that Joe and I would like, but in reading the synopsis, I don't know, Kirby, you might like it too. So, boys, I absolutely highly recommend Long Legs. It's a Nic Cage, or it's Nicolas Cage's best movie in years. Don't believe me, play the trailer on air. I don't have the trailer ready to go, but I did search. Do you guys know anything about this movie? Because I searched it up.
I don't know what the premise is, but he's been on a bit of a heater. The last one he made with Pedro Pascal was basically a hit. It was just like an under-the-radar type of movie. But Nicolas Cage has that in him. He's been an Academy Award winner. He's done some great movies and a lot of schlocky stuff along the way.
Yeah.
So what's this one about?
Okay, so first of all, it's getting 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. So this isn't the only person enjoying this movie. FBI agent Lee Harker is assigned to an unsolved serial killer case. So now you have...
Ooh, now you're interesting me.
That's Kirby's world right there.
Yeah.
She loves that kind of stuff. That takes an unexpected turn, revealing evidence of the occult. Harker discovers a personal connection to the killer and must stop him before he strikes again.
There's got to be a guy in charge, like, because he's what, FBI agent? Mm-hmm. There's got to be a boss that calls him in and gets mad every time, right? That's the recipe to a good cop.
There always is.
Harker! You got to yell at him to come into the office.
And that's a
about
good
something.
name to yell.
Yeah, Harker's good.
Every single Steven Seagal movie has a part where he throws his badge on his boss's desk after his boss gives him hell and tells him he's going to suspend him, and then he throws the badge out. Take my badge. I don't need it. I don't need a badge to kick ass.
And he goes rogue.
Oh, of course. He's not going to... You can't... When you're these cops that we see in these movies, you can't get them off the case just by taking their badge. We've learned that over the years.
Well, I'll tell you what. While we're watching Despicable Me 4 in one theater, we'll sneak over across to Long Legs right after and catch both.
It's in the theaters right now, Long Legs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. So it's a newer one. Okay.
It just came out this weekend, actually.
Nice.
Despicable Me will be good. I love that series. FYI.
The Minions.
Yeah, man. They're good.
But guess what other movie came out this weekend? And she's one of Phil's favorites of all time. ScarJo.
What?
See, I didn't even have to tell him who it
Wow.
was. Fly Me to the Moon. It's a
Fly
rom-com.
me to
She
the
is
moon
one of the greatest
and let me-
actors of all time. Like, she is unbelievable.
Channing Tatum's in this movie with her. It's a home run rom-com, probably
That
right
one's
there.
going to be a definite home run.
But it finished below Long Legs.
It did, eh?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Furiosa is available on streaming already. Like, that's what happens with a lot of these.
Sorry, I missed that one. Is it good?
No, but it's $25. Like, it's not.
Oh.
It's getting great reviews.
A lot of those movies are quick turnaround to the
Streaming
rent.
right away.
Yeah, to be able
yeah.
to rent on your TV.
But it's the cost of going out still without the expensive popcorn and everything, but it's still expensive on streaming, right?
Yeah.
So there's no shortage of options as far as movies go. Well, we'll have to make sure we all see this Nic Cage. Kirby, would you say you check it out when it comes out?
yeah, it sounds like it's like totally up my alley.
You do it?
100%.
And Joe and I are sold. We've got a listener telling us.
Well, I'm not sitting with you guys.
Well, no, we watch it all at home. We're not coming over here. What do you mean you're not
I
sitting
thought
with
maybe
us?
we were going to go to the movies.
Going to the movies.
Like, I'm going to
don't-
sit by
You're
myself.
not
You
going
guys
to a
can
movie
sit.
until it's free. So
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
All provincial parks are open to visit for free this week, which is exciting. I wish I would have waited because last week I was at Birds Hill. I'm definitely going back there this week.
You're going back this week.
Well, yeah, I really enjoy
sit
lying
on the
on the beach and
Yeah,
just taking
Birds
in the
Hill's nice.
sun.
yeah, it's close too.
They also have like food trucks there,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I was walking by and taco in a bag. I mean, obviously I get it without the meat, but it's so good. And so I picked up a taco in a bag and I was walking back to my vehicle and I was thinking, man, this is handy. Like, you know, it's all there. Whoever thought of like cutting open a bag and just like having all the ingredients in there with a fork is brilliant.
I'll tell you who it was. It was a mom. Guaranteed, because they took a big old bag of Doritos, the family-sized bag, and it got down to near the bottom, and they cut the top of the paper off because they hated the crinkle sound, probably, and said, you know what, this would be good? Put a little ground beef in there and some other stuff instead of a taco shell, and eat it with the chips, and boom, there you go.
It was probably an outdoor thing too. I bet you any money it was like camping, or it was somewhere in a field, like in between soccer games or something.
Yep.
And that person should be recognized. Like they should get a day every year where we recognize the creator of taco in a bag.
Yeah.
It's like what's in there? You got taco, sour cream, like all the usual stuff you'd have on a taco,
tomatoes,
right?
Inside a Dorito chip bag with the Doritos in there.
And like all these
as your hard shell.
Canteens at community clubs have them now. It's brilliant.
Well, even this past weekend, there was a bunch of people out at Folk Fest at Birds Hill. And I guarantee, there was people walking around with certain items of food. And I was thinking, like, what are the best things to eat when you have to stand or walk somewhere? Because there are certain things you just cannot eat in a walking or standing situation.
Well, you could, but they're not convenient.
No.
They're not
Messy.
great when you're in the middle of a, and I'll say this, taco in a bag works, but a taco is tough when you're standing.
Well, you need two hands.
And it's going everywhere, right? It's a hard shell taco for sure, no, but a soft taco you could probably pull off.
Think about going to a sporting event. Same idea, right? As far as what foods are easier to handle and eat. Take a big city like New York. Where you've got your hot dog stands, that has to be an easy one, I would think. Pretzels, big pretzels.
I always err on the side of a hot dog, and I go and I go plain because then I have a beard, and if I start putting ingredients on it, then I feel like I've got mustard in my beard for the rest of the night.
What about a corn dog? Anything on a stick, convenient AF. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
pizza by the slice.
A lot of people fold it to eat it. Yeah.
I'm with Phil, though. I got to watch, I don't have a beard, but I got to watch the shirt. So I try and prefer, if I'm going to eat that kind of stuff, to wear something with a lot of different colors in it in case something falls.
It blends in.
Pizza can be tough. Like, that's why you see people, I think, folding it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hot dog, burger, fries are good because you got the spoon or whatever, or you see lots of people walking around with French fries and in their hand at something where they have to stand.
Yeah.
I think they work.
Unless you've got like a bunch of ketchup all over the top of them and you're eating it with a fork.
You do have to watch how much you put in the condiments on something for sure.
Because it's.
That's why I can't imagine walking or standing with a hot dog, if I'm being honest. I just feel like that's a two-hander, Like, unless you got a lot of...
Hot dog's easy.
It depends on the condiments, like Joe said, though.
I go plain.
Be careful.
If you've got a lot of condiments on that thing, like you're taking your life in your own hands.
But that's up to you. You're just talking about the food, like travel-wise. Hot dogs are the easiest, most convenient. What you put on it,
What's your handheld?
I'll tell you what it isn't. Beef stew, somebody said on the Boston Pizza
That's not bad.
Oh, that is
Phil, could you walk and stand
personified.
eating beef stew?
Well, at least it comes in a cup or a bowl. I was thinking lasagna.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
So I have a question for you guys. How do you feel about neighbors of yours or someone in your neighborhood or just anybody putting a piece of furniture out, for example, when it's not a curbside giveaway weekend?
There's only two of them. Right? Spring and fall. So you're talking about just another weekend someone goes rogue and leaves. It happened in my neighborhood about 2 weeks ago, and you know how much rain we've had?
Yeah.
Like this piece of furniture, like I'm telling you.
A beating.
Yeah, a beating. Oof. It's probably still. Like you'd have to sit on I guess it was a love seat. You'd have to sit on the cushions there just to squeeze out all the water for 2 days. It wasn't leather interior, I'll tell you that. But they did not bring it in. So.
And how did you feel this was in your neighborhood?
Yeah, just on one of the bays. It didn't bother me at all, but I just found it funny that it had been sitting there for a few days and then it was just rain soaked. So
yeah, so my wife did that recently. She put I want to say it was an old entertainment unit or a desk out on the front. No, it was some lawn furniture. It was we had gotten some new lawn furniture, so it was a table and that umbrella.
Yeah.
She put on the front lawn. Right,
Somebody took it
by the driveway, and she put a sticker on it, said free. And I kind of said to her, I go, but it's not curbside weekend. Like, I don't think.
Yeah.
Somebody will take it for sure.
Somebody took it within 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, isn't that a slippery slope as far as, just put stuff, like, out on your front lawn all the time?
I do it all the time in my apartment building. Because in an apartment building, like I'm telling you, it's giveaway weekend every day. Every day I come home, there is something in the foyer. That somebody wants to give away.
That's like your internal.
That's what I mean. It's like every day. It's like, oh, do I need a CD rack? No. Do I need a fan that I don't know if it works or not? I don't know.
Here's the best thing. That table and umbrella set that your wife put out there is now for sale for $17. 4 doors down at the garage sale.
But I envision that getting out of control, where it's like, everybody does this now.
Is that why we needed 2 weekends a year?
People do that. I think it's more common than you might think, Phil, nowadays.
Just throw it out there?
Yeah.
That's what I do with my mattress. Just take it out back.
Oh, yeah.
Put it by the
mattresses. There are very few apartment buildings in Winnipeg where you can drive by them and not see a mattress out back. I don't think they're trying to give it away. I just think they don't know what to do with it.
Yes.
And they're like, no one's looking. I'll chuck it out by the garbage bin.
Yeah,
and
correct.
It'll magically disappear. It beats throwing it on the highway. You'll see stuff
in the ditch.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody lost it on the way.
On the perimeter, you'll see like Christmas trees and mattresses.
Why getting better gas mileage right now? What happened?
Okay, so bottom line is you guys have no problem with that.
No,
like
I think it's
super common,
quite common now. Yeah,
throwing stuff, put the free sticker out there. Do you guys do it, Joe? Or
no, I don't recall having done it.
No, okay,
no. I barely remember.
You know Christy's taken out some of your stuff on the
Well,
board.
could be. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll do that. I'll do that a lot, a couple times a year. Take clothes out to one of those bins or stuff. But I don't leave. I'm too lazy. I think it is, Phil, more than anything, to pick up that piece of furniture and move it out to the front, because I'm worried if no one takes it that I got to move it back. So I just don't.
That's PJK Extra.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Boston Pizza text line. Someone saying taco in a bag with no meat, Kirby. So you're basically eating chips with a fork.
No.
No. Oh,
you know what? That's not too far off, really. If it's like Doritos in a bag and there's no meat.
I asked for extra lettuce. So it's
you get
like a
lots of
taco.
lettuce. Oh,
it's
yum.
like a taco salad.
Can you put more of that canteen shredded lettuce in there, please?
It's not a taco salad with just lettuce.
Doritos.
It is. It's got
lettuce,
everything but
tomatoes,
meat.
diced tomatoes,
onions,
what else would be in there?
sour cream, and salsa, and that was it.
So, but the taco, the meat has that taco seasoning on it. So
but the seasoning from the Doritos is good enough for me.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not going to change
when
your
you don't
mind
eat
on
meat,
this.
you learn to settle for the smaller things in life. Okay, so let me enjoy my
you go
taco
ahead.
salad in a bag. Okay,
I want you to be telling the person there when they give you the bag of tacos and you go no meat though.
Yeah.
And they'll go like the guy standing there with a spoonful of the taco meat that's supposed to go. What? That's like I think some fell in there.
You're joking.
You're joking,
right, Dougie? She can't be asking for. Yeah,
it's the same when I go through the drive-thru and I order my
Big Mac,
my 2 cheeseburger meal lately with no meat on them.
Yeah,
and then.
You'll get a 2 cheeseburger meal without meat, so it's just a bun with a piece of cheese.
I just like the little buns.
Yeah,
they're just little tasty buns with it's like a grilled cheese.
So how do you order that?
Pickles. You just say, "Can I get 2 cheeseburgers with no meat on them?"
So it's a pickle and cheese sandwich.
Yeah,
and they have a button now.
So at that
they have a
point,
button now that says no meat.
Not trying to come at you. Honestly, this is funny, but. So why don't you just buy hamburger buns and before you leave the house, put a slice of cheese and a couple pickles on that?
It's not the same.
It's some ketchup?
There's just
ketchup and mustard.
Why can't I enjoy McDonald's.
No,
Like,
that's true.
There's just something about like their little tiny little onions
Well,
and
you
their
get the
little
fries,
pickles,
too.
and yeah, you get the first side of fries.
Well, but you can just order the fries on their own. You
No,
don't have
but
to
where are you going to get the
Phil-
McDonald's onions?
the McDonald's onions.
You can't
That's
have
what
those.
I always say.
It's
Oh,
the
man.
first thing.
Just let me live my life.
Craving
Game
for-
changer.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
The city started fogging 4 mosquitoes last night in an effort to cut down on the rising numbers. Mosquito trap counts moved from medium to high over the weekend. Crews have been checking traps daily, an increase from a routine of once every 3 days, and fogging wasn't needed last year. Joe, you were saying that they were in your area in Charleswood last night?
Yeah, it's been pretty bad, the counts there, so I guess they started in that area.
Did you hear the
covering
trucks?
Assiniboine Park. That was either that or my CPAP machine. I couldn't tell, Phil. Making all that noise.
The CPAP machine also well known to keep mosquitoes away, right, Joe?
Absolutely. Keeps everybody away, especially women.
Poor Christy.
It's the best form of birth control I've ever used.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
We just gave away passes for Rockin the Fields. And Kirby, I got to ask, when you go out there, like, I know you're pretty, like, stay in the vehicle. You've got the air mattress for the SUV. Mm-hmm. But do you have other camping supplies? Like, do you have a Coleman stove? Do you bring, like, a coffee maker? Or is it just go out there, park wherever you happen to park, jump out of your vehicle, go to the show, woo, for a couple of hours, great band, boom, back to the vehicle, pass out, get the mosquito netting, wake up, drive home. And like, that's it?
That's pretty much it. But I do bring, like, I have a cooler full of some, beverages and snacks and stuff
Gotta
like
have
that.
the cooler. Good call.
Yeah.
Big cooler?
Yep.
Got
And
wheels?
then, no, it doesn't have the wheels.
She uses it as a chair.
No,
as
I
well.
do have 2 chairs. I always
pulling
bring
the
2
two
chairs with me as well to set up in my little area
Lawn
in case
chairs.
I want to sit out.
Do you set up a rope, like an area that's like makes it look like it's like VIP?
Wear a lanyard. It's very good. If you
Big
make one
lanyards.
up, just the 92 city lanyard, and then people offer you free food. That's what you're hoping.
Well, they know
Yeah.
you well there. You could probably
Yeah.
get a lanyard because you usually barge in there and go, hey, I'm here. I'm emceeing every band that comes on tonight. I'm also backstage. Like, you're
They
pre-
actually asked me last year to MC every
Yeah.
band, okay? I wasn't just up there on my own.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
this lady going up on stage?
But you get free food offers.
Well, yeah. I mean, if anything, last year was so interesting. I'll never forget rolling up because, like, the spots are in, like, you're in a field, so there's no like designated spots. It's just
Rockin'
kind
the
of like
Fields.
it's
Yeah.
kind of just like
Joe, it's in a field.
just go park over there.
What?
The camping is in a field. I know, it's amazing. Anyways, Phil, honestly.
It just sounded funny. It's in a field, you guys.
I roll up next to this RV from Saskatchewan because I noticed the plate. But what I noticed first was the giant flag that had the
Yeah.
upside down pineapple that said, "We play well with others."
Yes.
And then the young couple that came to introduce themselves
Right.
to see if they
Right.
could help us unpack something. But then they realized we just have our bed in the back of the SUV.
Yeah, so you weren't interested in their upside down pineapple lifestyle.
Well, I mean, I might have been, but
Yeah.
the guy I was dating at the time
Wasn't
was
overly-
whoa.
Yeah, wasn't interested in it.
No.
Right. Yeah.
So you're going alone with your own mattress this year?
Yeah, baby. No,
That's
just kidding.
But 2 chairs. But 2 chairs.
Her own
Just in
little
case I
area.
meet somebody,
Big
a
cooler.
friend or something.
Big cooler. No food.
No, I
food.
bring
Some
food,
snacks.
some snacks.
2 chairs.
Bring
Coffee
a
for the
Coleman
morning.
Stove. You do make your own coffee in the morning?
Yeah.
So you have a Coleman stove
Nice.
or a coffee maker?
Yeah, I have a coffee maker
Yeah.
that plugs into the it's
Lighter.
like a lighter thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
wait.
for
Charger in
camping.
the back.
You need rope. You need the rope off an area.
Why do I need rope?
Just
Velvet? The velvet rope?
velvet
Like
rope.
as if you were like a movie premiere?
Yeah, make it
Oh, that'd be
seem
cool.
like a big deal.
That
Rope
would be
off.
cool. And
The
then
red
you
carpet.
maybe a little intro music when you open up the car door, back door when you come out of bed.
The MC is here.
The MC is here.
The best part was when I had drank too much that night because Gloria's Sons played that night and I had a hell of a time. All I had to do was just pop open the hatch
Mm-hmm.
and then And then the hatch
Yes.
came back down. It was perfect.
Ooh,
No worries.
Don't ever puke in the
What
vehicle.
a great
Well,
spot
no,
to leave
that's
for
why the
somebody
hatch was
the next
open.
day. Oh, this be a great parking spot, but somebody just yacked over here.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Play your cards right. You could be mine.
Hey,
That's a good intro.
look how long you and Stacey been together.
That's what I told her
Play your
initially.
cards right.
Play your
And did you
cards
throw
right.
a deck of cards down? Make it even hokier?
Throw that.
Oh my God.
Ace of spades.
I'm telling you, when she first met me, I was working in Alberta. I had a basement suite with a futon, a TV, 3 beers on a 6-pack ring in the fridge
What
with some
did she
pork
see?
chops, bologna, and cheese slices. I cannot believe.
And she stayed the weekend.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and went and bought a bunch of groceries. She's like, this fridge is disgusting. I
She
can't
probably
stay here.
hovered over the toilet, didn't even put her butt
No,
down on
I
it.
cleaned the bathroom up. I cleaned that
Oh,
bathroom.
you did?
Yeah, I cleaned the bathroom and the
Because
shower.
that's a clutch move.
She was living here, right?
Yeah, she was.
So she was coming out for the weekend, and this guy
Clean the
put that
bathroom.
basement suite together in a hurry.
Did you wash the sheets
Oh man,
for the
everything.
first time
Yeah.
in 3 months?
Washed the sheets, threw those ones out, and got new ones.
I did. I think I bought new
With the shower curtain. That plastic shower curtain at Dollarama.
The reason I thought of it, because she was telling this story on the weekend. We were out with some friends, and she was telling these friends of ours what my
Were they asking too? How
my
did
sweet-
you
Oh,
settle
yeah.
for Phil?
Oh yeah, they were like, "What the hell? You didn't run?" But anyway, that's the kind of charm I have. That despite my 1 bedroom or my bachelor suite in the basement of a house, she's still stuck with me.
Did you make her dinner that night?
Oh, we went out. There was no
Yeah.
way. I told her, "Hey,
Because remember that thing you told us about that you used to make when
pork
you
chops with the seasoning
no,
salt?
I thought maybe you'd melt the
Garlic
cheese
toast.
with the
where you
saltine
take
crackers.
the soda crackers
I'm
with
going
the
to
cheese
tell you
slices."
something. Back in those days in radio, you weren't making a lot of money by any chance. And I'm going to tell you, the last time you saw her before that, this guy was pulling out all the stops because there was only one thing on his mind with that visit coming out to Lloydminster. And I'll tell you, if that meant he had to take her to the Esso for dinner, that's where they were going.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
By the way, did you notice the going back to soccer for a minute? I meant to bring this up. The head coach of the Uruguay team. Did you?
Yeah.
That
You
guy,
like that style?
He had like a 5XL golf shirt on.
Yeah.
Like he didn't
Yeah.
need he needed about a 2XL, but he had
Yeah.
the biggest friggin' golf shirt on, and it was still soaked with sweat.
Well, the
Oh
humidity
my
in Miami after that
God.
storm, too. But you know what, Phil? Sometimes as a bigger man, you just want to be comfortable on the sidelines, okay? You're not that guy.
He looked like he should be working like a short order cook. That's what it kind of looked like.
What's this guy's name? I gotta look him up.
Well, just go head coach of Uruguay soccer
Okay.
team, and you'll see him from the highlights. Man, he was sweating.
Or
though.
Google men that wear shirts 3 sizes too big for them. This picture might come up, too.
Oh, it was a 4-man tent for sure.
You might want it for Rockin the Fields in Minnedosa, Kirby.
For more Philly Joe and Kirby, lock it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.